And the topic is education.
One time at school, I lost my thesaurus. I couldn't find the words to describe how upset I was. I remember sitting in psychology class, learning about Pavlov, thinking, no stupid dogs. And then the bell went and we all had lunch. I'm sitting at home, this guy knocks on my door. Have you ever considered an alternative energy supplier? I'm like, no, I'm quite happy with food. It's got to be a tough job going around door to door encouraging people to photosynthesize. I can give you the leading cause of anaphylactic shock in a nutshell. I've got the memory of an elephant. I remember one time I went to the zoo and saw an elephant. My nan recently claimed that she once gave a hand job to Albert Einstein. What a stroke of genius. Technically, shoplifting from the Apple store only counts as scrumping. Sex education lessons at our school were pretty weird. The teacher made us shout out rude words to get out of our system, like bum, willy, cocks, and we had to carry on doing that until he came. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jack Delaney. I get points to everyone there. Well done. Come on back. Now we play a round called Picture of the Week. I show the panel a topical image and ask them to tell me what is happening. So, teens, what is going on here?
Have they revealed the new title sequence to Dad's Army?
Are you sure it's not the new EasyJet route from London to Glasgow?
As I wish it were.
Is it a route from Hawaii to Ecuador made longer to accommodate the length of new in-flight movie The Hobbit?
Is this the carbon footprint of a fair trade grape?
Is it, in fact, the school run for Angelina and Brad?
Is it the new route for stacking over Heathrow?
Is it places EasyJet consider as London?
Yeah, you know the correct answer.
Is this an American estimating where Europe is?
Somewhere.
It's the route that Edward Snowden is attempting to take to avoid US justice.
That's absolutely right. Thank you very much, Josh. This is the escape route that whistleblower Edward Snowden planned to take after he left the United States. Snowden first flew from his home in Hawaii to Hong Kong, where he leaked secrets before escaping to Moscow. He was then due to fly into Ecuador via Havana, but at the time of this recording, he is still in the transit area of Moscow airport. Mentally, you should all be transported to a man sitting on one of those blue chairs. Bing bong. Havana. Bing bong. He's sitting there, just, you know...
Just him and a lot of people in trench coats and trilbies with newspapers with eye holes cut out. Bing bong.
Bing bong. Okay.
They don't know. They're kind of struggling to catch him as he comes off the plane. I've got a plan. Have they tried standing there with a board with Edward Snowden written on it, just standing there?
He said he was relieved to land in Moscow, but then he was flying Aeroflot. So I should imagine everybody was relieved to land in Moscow.
Ah, poor Aeroflot.
God, I flew Aeroflot once from... when I was a student. I flew Aeroflot from Beijing to Moscow. And I sat next to a bloke who had a mole, and he had a hair growing out of his mole, which was brushing against my face.
If you had to flee, if you did actually reveal things, where would you, you know... It's very difficult to find somewhere you could go, but if you were to lie low...
Devon.
Leicester.
Devon. Leicester.
No one would ever look for you in Leicester.
See, I love that. I love that.
I mean, let's face it, Richard III, he was there for ages.
He was literally lying low.
Just to lie low. I remember saying this to my wife and said, where would you go if you had to lie low? She went, probably my parents' house. And you're going, you're not getting the immediacy I'm trying to get across here, right?
She thought you said, where would you go if you wanted to lie low?
Actually, there were loads of journalists. The flight that he was supposed to take, and you know what seat he was in?
17A.
Yes, it was 17. That's Aeroflot seat 17A, that he's supposed to be there.
Did he sit next to a man with a massive mole and a hair growing in
No,
it?
in fact, he is the massive mole.
Oh, well.
I'm hoping they release a statement going, where is he? He's where he's always been. He's in our hearts. More like because he crosses the world all the time. Nobody's ever seen him. He's there, like whatever. And anything you write, any letter you write, he gets to read. He's Santa Claus.
Should we all be leaving mince pies out from? Is that how it
The CIA will trap him in the end with just a little glass of sherry, a carrot and 2 minutes.
Mummy, look, Edward Snowden's been here tonight. The carrot is half eaten.
My emails have been read.
Who could we soon be seeing on the back of a £5 note?
Is it the Queen?
OK, depends which way you turn the note. You're absolutely right, but I think let's define that as being the front of the note, right? Who's on the other side of the note to the Queen?
Unlike the earlier question, I hope the answer isn't Hitler this time.
It's at the moment, it's someone called Elizabeth Fry, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Who is, I think, Stephen's mother or the person who invented Turkish Delight.
Churchill is going to be on it, and there's been a bit of controversy because he's knocking off a lady, Elizabeth Fry. And if he was
Hang on, from the note, rather than getting her...
That'd be a hell of a note, though, wouldn't it? Churchill knocking off Elizabeth.
You fold it a certain way, they start doing it.
This is the proposed £5 note with Churchill's face on it. Yeah, mind you, critics of there being saying, well, that means there'd be no women on the note, have been assuaged by a move to...
no, but I think they should have a feminist icon on it. Not least because it means it'll be very uncomfortable for men to go to strip joints. I just like the idea of them having to put Emmeline Pankhurst in a woman's G-string.
I just got to say, and I'm not a huge expert on them, but if you're putting fivers into a G-string, you're at, like, the most low-rent strip joint. It really is. Like, they're gonna love you when you go, one of these, maybe? Here's a £5 for you. I have some change. How much do I get for £4.20?
They have to have a woman on the £5 note, because if they put one on the next one up, she'd become known as the tenner lady.
If you were governor of the Bank of England and it was your choice who goes on the notes, wouldn't you have a bit more fun than that when you go fiver? That's me and Menorca. There, Turner, that's me meeting Kofi Annan. 20, naked lady. How did that get in there? 50, me and Jeff Boycott.
That may list off some of the other prototypes that are included for the month, because this is an ongoing debate because they change them all the time.
Yeah.
For the fiver, the initial plan was to have this. And then the value rises steadily. For the tenner, obviously, we have this. Particularly jaunty face. 20 quid. That actually works. That actually shockingly does. That really means something.
That would stop you spending that.
There's no way you'd
go,
put that
no.
No, I have to keep that because you won't.
Put that back in your pocket.
Obviously, there are issues of nation and nationality. So this is the €50 note, which was the original. But actually,
you look a bit like Gorbachev with that fine.
Very good. At the end of that round, the points go to Josh, Holly, and Andy. Now we come to scenes we'd like to see, so if everyone can make their way over to the performance area, I'll read out this week's topics and then we'll see what our panelists can come up with. OK, here we go. The first subject is things you wouldn't hear on a fitness DVD.
OK, let's get you sweating in your own living room. I know you're an illegal immigrant.
Today we're going to work on our 3 problem areas. That's bums, tums and Afghanistan.
Do you want rock-hard buns? Then you need to get to Greg's at around 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Really stretch it out. Come on, really stretch it out. You're nearly there. Can you feel the burn? Can you? Good. OK, now you've got your leotard on, we can do the exercise.
So that's 3 minutes in, and it's time to wave goodbye to our American viewers.
Hi, I'm Il McPherson, and welcome to Wanker Size.
Hello and welcome to Get Thin on Heroin.
I got rid of all the extra weight I had when I was pregnant just by leaving him on a stranger's doorstep.
If you find weights really boring, do what I do. Don't wait.
Now, I find squats very important because I can't afford to pay my own rent.
Are you still too big to fit into that dress? Don't worry about it. Just go to Leeds. The women there don't seem to give a shit.
And now I can completely fit into the bikini. Of course, sometimes my cock flops out. But... Yeah.
Hello and welcome to Pilates at Home. All the fun of Pilates without the embarrassment of farting in a church hall.
Hello, and welcome to Dara O'Brien's Bunga Bunga workout.
OK, the next topic is unlikely things for a vet to say.
Of course your monkey's got diabetes. You've been feeding him Cocoa Pops for 20 years.
I know it's expensive, Mrs. Smith, but if you want your cat put down, you're going to have to make 9 appointments.
No, I'm afraid Timmy won't be coming out of hibernation soon, and that's because he's not actually a tortoise, he's a Freibentos pie.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut open the stomach of your Rottweiler and hopefully I'll have both of us out of here in no time whatsoever.
Oh, if only they could talk, I'd be in prison.
The bad news is we've had to chop off one of Fido's legs, but the good news is you put roller skates on him, that's 3 million hits on YouTube right there.
You're right, Mrs. Thomas. This is the first beaver I've seen. Now, what pet have you brought in?
The good news is your snake has survived. The bad news is he's never going to walk again.
Well, sir, if you think this treatment is too expensive, I suggest you get your meerkat to find somewhere cheaper.
Well, yes, your horse is a little bit overweight, but it's nothing to worry about. Oh, it's a dog.
We just had the test results back on the cows, and it's not good, I'm afraid. They're 10% horse meat.
I'm afraid it's dead, Mr. Forsyth, but I would say maybe you shouldn't have kept it on your head for so long.
I'm afraid I'm going to have to put your dog down. Rover, you're a fat, lazy arsehole who couldn't catch a stick to save his life.
Mr. Johnson, you spoil that dog. Not only are you overfeeding him, but he's quite capable of licking his own balls.
At the end of that round, the points go to Chris, Hugh and Gary. And that's the end of the show. This week's winners are Josh Widdicombe, Holly Walsh and Annie Parsons. Commiserations to Chris Allison, Hugh Dennis and Gary Delaney. Thank you for watching. I'm Dara Green. Good night.
What the Week returns next Thursday at 10 with guests Milton Jones, Ed Byrne and Ava Goodall.